Okay, so here's some interesting math. This is how one imposter judge and 10 imposter guardian ad litems can split $14.4 million a year in wagers or stolen cash or profiteering off death, whatever you want to call it. So if you have one crooked judge who orders a guardian ad litem in 200 cases, and that crooked judge is doing that with 10 guardian ad litems, that's 2,000 cases times 2 parents in each case. That's 4,000 parents being billed by each guardian ad litem, say $150 a month on the low end over 12 months. And then if they're each also getting a kickback from, say, a third-party supervisor at the same amount on the very low end, that all adds up to $14.4 million a year. An unsupervised judge working with 10 colluding imposters carrying 200 cases each between the 11 of them, just for doing that, just for churning these files and doing the dark deeds that they do. And that's on the low end. You can play with those numbers and easily get up to 3 times that amount that the 11 of them could split. And it's not uncommon, because guardian ad litems now from coast to coast are being proven to do nothing in these cases for months. 6 months will go by and they won't even make an appearance outside of showing up for superficial appearances in hearings to superficially play along and banter with the crooked judge or imposter judge as if everything is cool. And they do that especially in places where there still is courtroom recordings allowed, just to create that dark narrative of making it look like, oh, everything's wonderful, without realizing that there's no other documentation showing of the guardian ad litem doing anything else other than serving as a dark and secret intermediary to demand those other services. You get into the third-party supervisor services that could be hundreds of dollars a week that are kicking back 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 a month in kickbacks. And then the guardian ad litem, the imposter guardian ad litem, demanding therapists, psychologists, psychological evaluations, second therapists, second psychological evaluations, reunification camps, on and on and on. And yes, a lot of it does come through that afccnet.org. There's so many names that are all associated with the AFCCnet, and it's peculiar because they demand to work with each other, yet when you talk to AFCCnet, they say that they're just an educational resource. They don't vet their members, they don't monitor their members, they don't recommend or refer members or anything. So it's very interesting, and seems that there's maybe a way that AFCCnet is even serving as some sort of clearinghouse for these darker wagers, the wagers on the deaths and the suicide, hoping where these imposters bet on that they can turn the screws and churn the files enough that people will commit suicide. And then of course they can add tens of thousands of dollars to the person's bill after those deaths. And that is part of how the $400 billion a year is generated for what they call the legal services industry. And it all is getting the script flipped on it as these tools continue to be put together from moment to moment, and people are surviving instead of ending up in the ground or in prison. So anyway, lots of fun numbers to talk about. Looking forward to more of that. Just something I was thinking about, kicking it by this fire.